Good morning from the sunny Bay of Plenty. Hope you're doing well. We've got a gorgeous sunny day here in the Bay of Plenty. I'm in Tauranga, my name's Ray, and welcome to my backyard. I wanted to do a tour on Espalier Free Trees. So last year I purchased 5 trees from Edible Gardens Taranaki, and I wanted to espalier them across this fence that I have got here that I couldn't really afford to replace. So I thought, right, how do you espalier? So I started YouTubing, and 3 months later I received my trees. They were a root ball, and I thought, oh my god, how do you plant a root ball? I had no idea. But anyway, let me show you and talk you through the steps that I did to espalier my fruit trees. Like I said, I purchased 4 or 5 fruit trees from Edible Gardens Taranaki, and they couriered them to me, and they came in a root ball, and I had absolutely no idea how to plant a root ball. So that was my first test of how do you plant a root ball. So anyway, I had this ugly old fence at the back there that I wanted to cover rather than replace, and so I planted all of the espalier across the back fence there. And now, 1 year on, I want to zoom in and show you what's happening. Look at that. This plum tree is Louisa. It's a Louisa plum. And it wasn't actually for espalier, but I trained it, or tortured it, should I say, to grow like this. And anyway, it was a learning curve, because it's very hard when you buy a tree to all of a sudden start pruning it. But look at the result. It's naturally, the plums that where they had about 6 or 7, the plums have naturally dropped off themselves, so I haven't had to actually pull any off. I did have last year a little bit of kind of curly leaf, but I sprayed it with neem oil, and voila! This one here is a apple. What apple is it? It's a Royal Gala, and it's one of the branches dropped off this side, or broke off that side during a windstorm. So anyway, it looks okay. It's got quite a few apples on it coming. This is its first year, and you're supposed to cut off these water shoots and all that stuff, and I don't want it to grow any higher than that, so that's why I've kind of stopped it there. Could do with a little bit of a prune here. All the little blossoms coming. And the final one is a pear, and that's got some pear on it. I've got to train this down and trim some of these off, which is not a big issue. What pear is that? Red dwarf. And like I said, none of these were actually espalier. I just trained them to grow like that. It's much cheaper. I'll take you over and show you my other apple. It's a Gala as well, and wow, I've got a tremendous amount of growth on that one. All I did was put some wires up, those bolts, the wires, away it went. This is its first year as well. This one I bought as a standard tree, and I just trimmed it off accordingly. When you go and buy your trees from the nursery, have a look what already currently has branches that you could potentially espalier. And I think you can do them all different shapes, but I just like this design because it looks good. It's got a lot of fruit on it, but I think they're going to naturally drop off themselves, so I'm not too concerned about that. They did have a few little aphids. Once again, I sprayed with neem oil. But this is its first year. I'm super, super happy. Look at the size of the trunk. Anyway, that's Ray's tour of her espaliers.